You met university professor murdered in cold blood by a student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? No. No. I didn't, I swear. When I was gonna tell him a joke that was gonna knock him dead, I didn't think it would actually work. There's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean, I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Thank you. Kazuma Sogi, my best friend. Also in his second year at Yume University, but he's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer at the age of 16. Not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway. Here, where we very much live, correct? Behold my exposition. As I spouted off, within the span of these next 2 minutes. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago, but I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma, truly. I love having friends who commit murder. I mean, not murder. That's when this all started. Congratulations, Kazuma. It looks like you're going to study abroad at last. I know, I've been forever dreaming of this day. They're always nightmares. I always show up and I don't have any pants. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. Just remember to bring pants. I'm really happy for you and proud as your best friend that I've known for 3 years. Did you get all that, audience? John Soul in the university doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's a mysterious aura billowing around his temple. I want to bring change in our own legal system. So that's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. Oh, I'm messing up some of these characters. We have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. Tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City. Oh, I thought he said something weird. Only we're that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better get going. All right, I'll see you later. I'm gonna enjoy this tea a little while longer. You sure you don't want to hear about my gun stories? Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this one. See you in English class tomorrow, then. Partner. Oh no, he's already a Westerner. He's become the West. The West is now him. Straight after that, that's when it happened. I killed him. Oh God. Asogi, may I have a word? Who's talking? Oh. Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now, Asogi. You should go immediately to the judge's chambers. The judge requires your assistance, quote-unquote. To His Excellency's chambers, why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who's this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. He totally isn't Professor something. I see, I'll go at once then. You can't actually see it? Oh shit. I shall accompany you. Who's this broad? Alright then, Ryosuke, I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. And who are you? Do you want to hear my gun stories too? No? Oh. How about you? What about you? He looks over. I've always tried to tell people stories, but it always knocks them dead. If I may. Yes, sorry? You must be the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. Just be a wimpy, like, little kid. My name is Eugene Mikotoba. I'm the professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. I recently cameoed in CSI Japan, if you caught it on CBS yesterday. Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Soga's told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. Maybe. as such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, he has a dislike for tea. And that's no bueno. I'm training him in the way of the crumpet, so he's prepared for when he touches down. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, you will. I'm afraid that you will die. I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again. What? As I suspected, you were unaware of this. Not only will you go to jail, but you will never taste the sweet taste of crumpets and tea. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, dreams will be shattered. But I don't understand, why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. MPTP 77. I'm sorry, I always... it's hard to enunciate your name sometimes. How are you doing today? Very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it. I swear, I'm not a murderer. I'm not. I pulled trigger and he fell over. It's not murder if I didn't mean to. I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. No one has pants today. It's Spirit Week. It's Spirit Week as the trial. What, you didn't bring your green? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. I don't have anything green. You mess up my name so much I should put into court. Oh, shit! No! I'm sorry! MPTP. It's because I keep saying MTPT. I keep getting the T's and the P's mixed up because I keep wanting to say empty. Because that's what it sounds like. MTTP. MTPT? Anyway. Naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that might lead to a conviction. Here, take this green vest. It might help, but I think people might see through it. The judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anybody else. You must say, I do. I do? Wait. I just go in and it's a marriage ceremony? I'm being like forced marriage into somebody's... The judge is actually a priest. Well, what would the question be? Surely not. Do you take this lady as your lawfully wedded wife? Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant? Court is about to begin. Proceed to the chapel at once. I mean courtroom. MP, short and sweet. I'll try to do that instead. Cause I keep trying to say your whole name, and I just keep messing it up. MP. Surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. These are your vows. Memorize them well. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial? What? I thought you were supposed to be defending me. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to wear green? Oh shit! Get moving, there's no point in everyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. This is it. This trial goes badly. Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of not wearing green. And murder on the side. With absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. My one and only chance of proving my innocence, the trial that would decide my... I thought it said chastity. I was like, oh god, where's this game going? It would decide my destiny. We shall now bring your chastity up to the witness stand. Oh no! Now get up there and bend over. So this is a courtroom. Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. Much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. They all look cut and pasted and then darkened, so it looks like a real audience. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. Lots of other uniforms, there's one uniform. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time. But for now, let us eat. You need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. Ah! The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. And the prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. As is the defense. Who are you again? Oh, my colon. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. Did you say something about eating? Yes, I did, Your Honor. What's to eat? What? As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged. I am obliged for the final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? What snacks have you wrought? This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. Whatever it is, I have to say I do. Do you take me as your lawfully wedded wife? Shit! Oh no! I need to answer quickly. What do I do? Wait and see. Afraid I can't agree to that. Kazuma's the lawyer here. I can't defend myself. If I said I do, it would be tantamount to lying. I've been accused of murder, for goodness sake. This is no time for lies. Try to stop fidgeting, Ryunosuke. It's distracting. If I don't say I'll defend myself now, things could end up very badly for my friend. Well, but I didn't do it! Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will advocate for his defense. Yes! I have a question. What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that, Ryunosuke Naruhodo will be defending myself. What? What? What did you say? You're mumbling too much. What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikitoba told me everything just now before the trial. He did what? He said that your... Oh wait, I got them swapped. He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. I don't think you'll understand how much I've trained to go to Great Britain. And I have the snacks to prove it. You don't have the faith in me. You don't think I won't be able to get you off? Oh! Oh! Wait! wait, Kazuma, I don't mean it like that! Inosuke, do you take this lawyer to be your lawfully wedded wife? Oh my god! No, it's not that, really, it's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you got me off. Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I've been practicing. Oh my god! Which is why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikitoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well, does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel? Really? Objection! I'm sorry, excuse me. Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows the defendant's innocence is so apparent he's confident he can speak for himself. He doesn't need anyone getting him off. Oh! Probably not. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Yes, exactly. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. Realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Well, for a mere university student to be brought here to the Supreme Court. You must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. The crime of not sharing your snacks. That's right, I heard. You're no doubt aware this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. We also happen to be in the mess hall. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Will I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. We will now give you a standardized test. It's required for all 4th graders around the area. He's questioning your ability to do the job. Can't be questioning it more than I am. So, let's start with the very simplest of questions. Did you murder him? Yes. Shit, I mean, wait. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I care to remember. It's me. I'm the victim here. I'm being framed. I'm the real victim. Jesus. I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What was it again? Inosuke. Don't you remember the name of... Do you know who the victim is? Please, why don't you educate me on what victim means? It's like he doesn't know. It's like nobody knows. And they're like trying to stealthily like get it out of me. You know who it is, right? Right? Because I know who it is. I know what a victim is. You can access the court record with the press of right bumper. If you've ever found you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. I just had to press right bumper for court record? Alright, there's no time to lose. This is the list of evidence you collected. Now try switching to people instead with RB. You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press B to go back. Kazuma Sogi? Yujin Mikitoba? Takatsuchi Ouchie? Oh, my name's Takatsuchi Ouchie. John H. Wilson, the victim of this case. He was a visiting professor of the medicine at Yume University from the British Empire. Shit! This doesn't tell me what victim means! So remember, anything that has to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now you better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, then press Y to present. Try it now. Present! Oops. Are my buttons mixed up?
Yes!
I guess there's your answer. The victim's name is Dr. John H. Wilson.
Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university.
Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England invited to UMA University 3 years ago. Yes. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as you will be aware, you have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. The Treaty of Friendship.
And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilled on our soil.
He spilled tea everywhere. That's what flows through their veins, right?
You two are both undergrads at the Imperial UMA University, are you not? Clearly you were jealous.
Take some of this tea infusion.
Murdering a professor for the very institution that provides your education, have you no honor?
Honor? This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. That's why this trial has unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly, our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim is an Englishman. Oh, that's white privilege. The nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. Fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. I need to fetch my sword. Don't think about it too hard. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. Hee-haw! British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. Who's that? I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. Howdy, stranger! What at the professor's table? It's like... Yeah, you're going too far west there, buddy. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? I killed him! I mean, wait! State before the court the cause of death. Me? Cause of death. Well, obviously, that was, Inosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now! Post-mortem report. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. Damn, he got shot! He got straight up shot!
Yes!
Yes! according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma.
Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it.
I'm sorry, yes, that's right. The post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. Don't you mean autopsy? No. But here in Japan, a police official merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. It's much easier and it doesn't stink as much. Oh, I see. As long as I don't get to be tested on any of this later.
This so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime.
As you can see, he didn't finish his steak. That is the true crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. It was the steak! The steak is the steak killed him! Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. Photographic print of the victim has been entered into the court record. So that's a photographic print. Wow, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible, but you clearly I can't put sunglasses on the sun? Are you kidding me? Hold on now, we'll all have time for that later. It's called editing the photograph. Let us start the trial. Praise the sun.
Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better appraise the court with facts of the case, prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
This is it then.
I summon the uneaten steak.
Professor, you mean Dr. Mikitoba? Yes, clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Oh, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Sogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Sticking in? Maybe, but... Any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, the first piece of advice is... rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. Must be a really very strong wind in the courtroom, you're right. Damn.
Witness, say your name and occupation for the court, please.
Of course, my name is Satoru Hosonaga, the head waiter at a Western-styled restaurant called The Carnival. Oh shit! And he drops his dead. Oh god! I got charged again for murder. Are you all right? You seem to be coughing up some. Don't worry, it's ketchup. He ate the steak. He finished up the steak with ketchup. It's a normal occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really should.
Well, as everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate other overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in the district's so-called restaurants, the Occidental Eatery, 3 days ago.
I know what a restaurant is. Understood, Hosonaga-san. Will kindly tell the court everything you have about the incident. At once, sir.
And no petty interjections in the aspiring lawyer boy, please.
Petty? Or perspiring. Is that what he said? I think he said perspiring. It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have a few dinners at that time of day. Lunchtime rush was over and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it too. Hardly anyone else in this place. I'm sorry, that's... I'm sorry, that's my... that's my murder illness popping up. It happens when I murder somebody. It was when I was in the kitchen putting away crockery and cutlery. I went over and shot the guest. A gunshot rang out and I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. And I was shocked. The victim, an English gentleman. He didn't finish his steak, nor did he pay his check. Standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student. Yes, it was me! I mean, what? Hold on. Let me clarify something here. Well, I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor. I didn't shoot him.
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. Court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur!
But... Next time you interrupted at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, Yunosuke, you have your chance to fight back. But now we must quietly listen to the witness.
Let me confirm one point later. Standing beside the victim was a gun in the gun in his hand. Standing beside the victim with the gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today.
I didn't murder anyone. I mean, yes, without question.
I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim?
No. There was no one else around the table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did you just say? There was no one else around that table. What's the matter, Yunosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a there was a woman sitting opposite of him at his table. Really? That's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? Let's do it.
Yes!
Yes! I did it! I mean, no, I didn't. He keeps accidentally confessing to the murder. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Objection! Dear me, what are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all?
But I'm sure of what I saw. Osanaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of your events is hazy. The memory... what? No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I'm sorry, that's my liar sickness. I have multiple sicknesses. Time for me to go down until next time. But alright, see ya, MP. Yeah, that's much easier to say. I'll see you later. Thanks for dropping by. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please have a look if you'd like to. Quick, before my cartography illness starts up again. Let me see. Sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume? That's right, I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. There was nobody in the restaurant, including the accused. How's that for a twist? Well, you're certainly a very conscientious waiter. Conscientious waiter. I'm sorry, that's my big words illness coming up. Thank you, sir. Court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well, is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. I'm sorry, my bullshit illness. It's coming up. It's coming up again. Waiter's business card has been entered into the into the court record. So,
You praise the sun again.
the court has now heard a precis of this case. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant, the only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. The photo... Oh, that's true. The photo's in black and white. I'm sorry, Naruhodo, it's over for you. Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. We will give you 40 lashes and an extra slap on the wrist just for fun.
In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime.
What do you think I should... What do you think I should do, Kazuma? Shit, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna be found guilty one way or another, it seems. But wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? What are you, a pussy? Everyone keeps telling me this trial is unusual about these peculiarities. You've said it, Professor Mikotoba said it, and so has the judge and prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. You pussy. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you, and yet despite knowing that, you're willing to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty, or are you going to give up on yourself? I think not. I've eaten too many crumpets for this. The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witness. Bring it on, bro. Fight me, now. Let's see how decisive this evidence really is. And he draws his sword. Oh shit. I didn't sign up for this. Indeed. Professor Ouchie, please continue with proceedings.
Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. I'll be your little devil. The one on the shoulder. Stabbing you with the pitchfork. That's me. With this fan. The dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced. Forever. And the prosecution calls its next witness.
Very well. Officer, bring forth the witness at once.
This guy. Look at his triangle mustache. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court.
Yes, sir, the Great Nippon Imperial Sergeant Ayase Nosa reporting for duty, sir. Myself, I need to find another old man voice. Myself, I am pleased to purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Reste, humble premises in the 2nd District, Curio Kurikuta at your service. An antique dealer and soldier, what an unusual pairing. Shit, I need to find a new voice for him.
Both these gentlemen were present at the restaurant the day in question.
It must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually make tea with the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always past noon, and not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios which I make my business.
I can't understand a word that old man is saying.
He's an antique dealer. It sounds like he's a regular at Le Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with a very rich clientele. Rich enough to afford these high school students. You see, although, to be honest, a sergeant looks like he'd be more seller rather than a buyer. And you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident, is that correct? Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. This fence is impossible to understand as the other. I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. Yeah, that was weird. It was like a squeaky noise. No, this is the decisive evidence that the prosecution was threatening. Soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sir, yes, sir. Standing by to report, sir. What the hell is that noise? Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon. Just make him talk like Yoda, screw it. He kind of looks like a Yoda-ish kind of character. What the witnesses saw. I was ingesting a regulation beef steak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosler, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. It just turns German all of a sudden. Oh, did you just turn German? Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. The Wicked University cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy. Oh, what times we live in when an English gentleman may be assailed by the broad light of day. This is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anybody. Is that really true, or you know it's gay? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. It was too bitter. I had to dump a whole bunch of sugar in there. Do you understand how wasteful of... I was going through so many sugar packets. There's so much paper waste. When I finished, I got from my seat to leave the restaurant. And I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. Oh, what's this? I could kill someone with this. Hey, Mr. Englishman! I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it, so I bent down. Say no more. No, wait, what? Just as I was picking it up. Kabam! Well, if that's the truth, the gun obviously went off. I know, I heard the kabang. I know my onomatopoeia, and I know that kabang means gunshot. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. There is? Inosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witness. Cross-examine? Do it! Do it now!
As we've heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It's time to bring this despicable student to justice.
Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this trial. Yes! Declare it! Sir, I have a question. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? The defense demands its right to a cross-examination. Across what?
Excuse me, you can't go across the examination. You have to go over it. Let me guess, the Hachimachi headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic.
Huh. How did he know?
The prosecution objects. It's a clear waste of time. He's trying to go he's trying to go under the examination. You can't do that. The defendant obviously has no experience. How could he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection! The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. We go on top of the examination and then go right. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant.
Yelp, gulp.
That was so commanding. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witness. I'm going to take a nap in the meantime. Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. Don't wake the judge.
I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination.
Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witness's statements.
How?
You didn't fire the gun, which means that what that soldier said has to be a lie.
Well, yes, but
It's just a case of proving it. And the key to doing that is evidence.
right. Evidence.
All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Like this. Now let's go, don't let them beat you. As I put down my invisible evidence. These are the papers that show that my client here is innocent. But only the pure of heart can see them.
I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man.
But
Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. At the precise moment the firearm was discharged, I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back oh wait, we already heard these. I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio.
I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. Listen, Ryunosuke, we know that there are lies lurking in these statements. It's time to expose them. I understand that. The question is how? Like I said before, you just gotta believe. You have your invisible evidence. Use it. You can examine and present evidence while a witness is giving in the middle of their speech by pressing RB. Go through each witness statement and details about each piece of evidence and compare all the facts, and then we can go to RBs. Somewhere in there you'll find something that doesn't quite add up. In other words, an inconsistency. Inconsistency. When you find a statement and a piece of evidence that seem to contradict each other, present your evidence with why and rip the witness apart. Honestly, go over there with your bare hands, rip them apart. I'll give you my sword. Just be careful, because if you assert a contradiction that has no basis, you'll be given a penalty. And the other team will get a free throw. If you're dealt too many penalties, the defense case will fall apart and you'll receive a guilty verdict. It'll be okay as long as you don't wake the judge. If he's asleep, you can't pronounce you guilty. Alright, I'll give it a try. You can hear the witness's statements over and over again as many times as you like. So keep your head and be measured in your attack. Good luck, partner. Find some gold for me. Alright, well, let's see. Finally, I get to talk as myself for once. Now I get to clear my head a little bit. Alright, what's our, what is our evidence? Proof that I'm a student. I always wear it on the climate. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. Photographic print shows the victim. He was shot from the front in the chest and subsequently died. The head waitress business card, the sketch of the restaurant's layout is on the back. What's... magnifying glass? Magnifying glass? What's there to see? It looks a little bigger, I guess. probably would have been shot from the back, right? Yeah, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Oh yeah? I know you shot him from the front. Or someone shot him from the front.
Yes!
Yes! He was shot from the back. I mean the front. I mean the side. I mean, did the stake shoot him or not? What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Forcing some photographic print into my mustache. My Waluigi-like mustache. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There's a clear inconsistency here.
Nonsense. What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know?
Well, obviously, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth.
Is it getting hot in here, or is it just me? I think this proves that beyond a doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in the Grand Courtroom, in the Grand Mess Hall.
You're right. We do serve alcohol here sometimes. Yeah, this is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Cosimo, what are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance of this photograph that's black and white, by the way, presented by the defense, that there's a clear black and white discrepancy with the sergeant's statement. It's clear as black and white.
What?
This ain't no sepia tone. Yes, sir, what, sure? The statement you just made was this. Black uniform varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir, affirmative, sure, I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Yes!
Yes, but no, that just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because I killed him. Oh, shit. Take a close look at the print. You see how he spilled ketchup on his blood wound? He died from a bullet wound to the chest. He dribbled some ketchup there. Or it could be soy sauce. This isn't black and white after all. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. That is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? What the hell? Oh. What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Certainly there's a clear discrepancy with the facts here. It could have been soy sauce. Honestly, that's what I would prefer. Yeah, sure, at this juncture that would appear to be indisputable. Till the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were... Ah, shut the hell up! Firmly fixed on a delicious carnival steak, sir. What? Last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Iasinosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. That's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this mess room. No! Is he carrying a baby? That a complete turnaround in the mood of this child. That just from that one discrepancy. This is what being an ace attorney is all about. But I definitely saw him. Oops. I did, damn it! It was you! You did it! The viewer! The university cadet there! He was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back. Yes, I did. So what? What, are you gonna fight about it? I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. That's pretty sus, I'll be honest. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either? Myself, I've already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure! Oh god, he's crazy. Treasure? Indeed, the Hoei-era koban, my prized coin! On each occasion when I visited that restaurant, it is my habitude to place in my bosom pack a particular trinket of interest from my shop reputation. I'm a good old-fashioned kleptomaniac. Is there anything I can steal from you? Don't answer that question. In hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you? On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I proffered my Hoei treasure. I believe that he would purchase such a rare find. I did not. He speaks like Yoda too. But I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the bravest of moments, there was no more. It simply vanished. The koban vanished? Hunting around under the table, I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened. I shot the victim. You heard the gunshot, you mean? No, I shot him. I swear. Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was only concerned with finding the absconded Hoei treasure. Nothing could distract me. The Hoei treasure. It's a bullet. Don't you know? Did you find the coin in the end? No. I see. That lamentable day, the precious Hoei koban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prized coin for himself. I'm sure everyone present is aware this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. I declare the defendant guilty. Our government has promised to send full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive, no matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British. It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Achi?
Why not, Your Excellency? The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back, and he'll meet a squirrel on the left side, and a hamster at the right. And don't forget to the southwest, there's an anteater. Explain. When you see anteaters, upon hearing their next statement, it will become abundantly clear how many animals he was surrounded by, and how many tigers he fought off. Equally despicable defendant Ryunosuke Aruho, though. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? How many tigers have you fought? I've fought 6. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sure, at once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name? Ido. It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Ido. Ido. Tension. Your father's about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. Pinwheel and everything? Alright, what do we got now?
Even what I thought wasn't the precise moment the fire was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black, that much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that there were only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. It's just him and that juicy steak. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman over and out.
Yes!
These two. Oh, wait. That's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all.
Please, enough of these outbursts already.
There's a woman. There's a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
Clearly, she was a ghost. Now, thanks to you, we need to go in and hire an...
We gotta go hire Father, what was his name? Martin.
We are not here to listen to your fantasies.
It'd be all reasonable doubt that the victim wasn't alone at the time of the incident. Ghost women are everywhere, don't you know? I have one as a wife.
The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact.
This photographic print of the scene of the crime council, it better not have a ghost in it. I don't do well with ghosts.
Indeed, of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As can plainly be seen, there's only one place set.
Certainly based on the appearance of this print. It would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. This doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. Who is this ghost woman? I don't understand. What's going on here? Am I crazy? I must have killed him. I killed both of them. I killed the Englishman and I kidnapped the woman. It's all coming together. The waiter before us said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true, I saw her. I swear I saw a woman with him. Could be a ghost woman. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies we just heard leave no further room for doubt.
In a very sensitive political times, as we all know, the ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Takatsuchiachi, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor.
How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Riona's case, not over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. Now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Cosma. I don't know, Rick. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witness, but make it quick, understood? I have a tea ceremony to attend to. It's friendship bracelet weekend, see. And I have to make sure I have enough time to stop at the store and get more beads. I'm almost out. Even if I shot, wasn't the precise moment the fire? Oh wait, I already heard this. All right. Just pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black. Not much myself did I see. Furthermore, visual search of the premises confirmed there were only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. What do you think, Rionosuke? What's the matter? I can't find anything. I can't find a clear discrepancy anywhere. I'm done for. I can't win this trial. No. Listen, the first thing to do is calm down. The judge can teach you a thing or two about calming down and can teach you how to make very fashionable friendship bracelets. I have one too. You can't expect witness statements to be full of holes every time, so just take your time and try to tease more information out of them first. What do you mean? You can choose to either press or present against each of the witness statements. If a witness is saying anything you're suspicious about, press him on it with LB. With a little luck, you may get more details, which could prove to be crucial. Alright, I see. Important point is there's no sense in holding back. If anything even slightly jars with you, press the witness on it. And press them hard. Alright, got it. I'll press them like blocks of tofu. Tofu's nasty. Get that crap out of here. It's time to press them for all they're worth. My fate depends on it. Okay, let's press everything. Everything that...
Yes!
Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at that point in time. But I told you already, that's only because I picked it up off the floor.
Well, obviously that's the culprit. That's the only way you could expose it anyway. Explain it.
I just finished drinking my coffee and I was about to leave the restaurant. Clearly I was drinking coffee. I wouldn't have the... My hand would be way too shaky. I couldn't aim. I wouldn't be able to kill him even if I wanted to. I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. It inspired me to become the killer I am today. Gunshot rang in my ears. Full of events beyond our control, life is. Sorry? What do you mean? Your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Whereas conversely, I failed to pick up the Koban from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. Anyway, the fact remains, myself, I did see, with pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner. I sweaty. Mom's spaghetti.
Yes!
You must have noticed something else at Dr. Wilson's table. There's a lady there.
No, as you have been at pains to point out time and time again, I feel like I'm growing a callus in my ear. Ow! God, this hurts. And yet no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman.
Glad there'd been more people dining there at the time. Then someone else would have noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. A quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. No, of course the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day and why he was alone.
Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason.
He was hungry. This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. What is that, Counsel?
It's a medical report card, Your Excellency. He had the sickness.
The steak?
The beef sickness.
Makes you really crave beef. Oh, at a clinic? Yes, that would be appeared to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m. Very day of the incident.
So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation could be more simple. Prosecution felt needing to submit its evidence before, as it really has no bearing on this case.
I wonder... What do you think, Nunosuke? Well, it's hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Can I ask for Dr. Wilson's medical report card to be submitted as evidence or not? Sure.
Yes!
Why not? If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency.
On what grounds? I got you there. Court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the court are of no concern.
Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues.
I beg your pardon?
You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. He's right. Very well, the court will grant the defense's request.
If Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's the most disturbing trend. I have my lefts. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report to the court record. I have a medical report like that. It was from my last heart attack.
Thank you, Your Honor. What we need right now is clues. New clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you.
It's fine to prolong this trial as much as you'd like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. And I'm still at the festival. The lines are super short, and there's no one on the dance floor. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Korikuda-san.
Standing all by himself. Oh, let's look at what's our evidence like? A medical report. Not a clinic. Let's try pressing. Alone he was the Englishman, dining all by himself.
Yes!
So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone? That I did. Forgive me for the position I placed you in.
So the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting?
And let us not forget
the uncontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. And clearly be seen, there's only a single beefsteak on the victim's table, half eaten. What a disaster! A meal for one. I'll finish that steak. Is the steak in here as evidence? Let us dine.
the antiques dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible that they're all lying. But if so, then why? If I'm perfectly honest, I absolutely have no idea.
Ah, shit.
Alright. Therefore, no one other than the black uniform cadet could have dispatched the Englishman over and out.
Yes! Why aren't you telling me the truth? Yes!
What did you say, cadet?
I clearly remember there was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed.
But for both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion, that's just not possible. Unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruto, is not just a case of these two witnesses alone.
I'm sorry?
The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said the victim was alone.
That's right. Precisely, in other words, you are the sole proponent of this phantom lady.
The ghost! But...
If such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. Summon her here, right now! Let her possess me!
And his neck like twists around and his limbs start bending in different directions.
If no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. It is a blatant waste of the court's time. And my efforts.
And your food. Food? Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. Well, press more. More, press more! I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, you mean this? Yes, why don't we open it? So perhaps we should examine it. Oh! How exactly? How do I examine this medical report card? Are you an idiot? You notice that there's some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are ones you may examine. Press A, and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Use RS. What the hell are you talking about? To rotate evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. Get in every angle, every nook and cranny. You better pleasure it everywhere. You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. If the crosshairs start to pulsate, Press A to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a close look at this medical report card. See if there isn't something new to be learned by examining it in more detail. Alright, I'll see what I can do. I need to use RS, 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 LS, 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 and A to inspect any areas of evidence that might look suspicious. Required for every visit. Name Dr. John Wilson, Hada Clinic. It says Hada Clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics almost as much as I hate hospitals, and surgeries, and doctors, and dentists, and scalpels, and knives, and sharp things. Aren't they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I ever had in my life. And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. Ugh, I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life. Most people give their right arm to have only had one cold in their whole life. Wouldn't you know it? I gave my right arm already. Yeah, it's like a robot arm. And I still got a cold a second time. Ain't that some shit? Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Am I supposed to... How do I like... I can like twist it around, right? With LS? LS isn't doing anything. Am I doing something wrong? Why can't I steer this thing around? Can I like turn the page? Start using the... Okay, oh, I have to use the arrow keys? Oh, what's this? Audit clinic date, record number 372857. Record number 8675309. The medical report card was first issued quite some time ago. It's probably a record of long-term treatment, that's why, with a family doctor, I imagine. Well, I can't imagine. Going to a doctor, I mean. As long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting one. Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like doctors, then? You'll need to like doctors if you get injured. He takes out his sword. Oh, shit! Why would you? They give you they make you drink horrible tasting medicine. They give you painful injections. They make you... They take a little sharp stone and they bust a hole in your skull to let out the evil spirits. Don't you know? And then they demand lots of money from you for the privilege, all when you're at your lowest ebb. You sound like a model patient. With a bad case of stubbornness, all last for which the only cure is a very bitter medicine indeed. Alright, what do we got in here? Open on up. What are these, this list of patients? Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Ooh, extraction of molar, you mean he had a tooth taken out? It seems so. Just before the incident, he had a bad tooth removed. He really ate too much lollipops in his life. You don't do that. Perhaps they use laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Anesthesia? Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you from feeling pain. There's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed. Really? Sounds like some information worth bearing in mind. Okay. This new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you? Definitely. Okay. Something about him eating. Indeed. Alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Oh yeah? He wasn't dining. That wasn't his steak. It wasn't.
Yes!
Yes, it was his steak. I mean, shit. Well, I think, what are you whittering like? Call yourself a lawyer? I wish I could. But first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Ryunosuke, everyone stumbles on their words occasionally under the circumstances. I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. I can see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. Cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it is you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Oh, you don't want to do that. Alright. And thanks for the advice. Kurakuda-san, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim. I see. And I don't see what of it, boy. Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. Man, you can't do it right. He's trying to slap the desk, but it doesn't make a very big impact. Something clearly doesn't add up. Dear me, have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. But... let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. You are dumb. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered in the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. Yeah, but that's dumb. Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong this trial further. The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all. For the simple reason that there is no one else here besides this pale-faced pupil who could possibly have perpetrated the... medical report card has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that? What? This outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant? Are you stupid? It sounds like you need a timeout. Perhaps Auto Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. A dental clinic? What's that? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted. What's this now? Furthermore, if I told you that as a result, the victim had been forbidden from eating. Just, what are you trying to say? He couldn't resist a delicious steak? He had orders not to eat, so what? That steak is delicious. It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't. Indeed. Kurakuda-san. What, boy? What? As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally, there's more? You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that can't possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we know now, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic. Expertly done, pardon her.
Objection! What is this nonsense, you little upstart?
I don't know what upstart means.
These are baseless accusations.
Just look at this photographic evidence. Look at the meat. It has a big bite taken out of it. Yeah, that guy has a big mouth.
Objection!
You're wrong. It would have been very painful to eat a steak with a molar with an extracted molar. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic?
How dare you?
I think it's fair to say the tables in this restaurant case have turned. In all 180, 360, and 720 degrees. Wouldn't you agree, Inosuke? I don't know, that makes it sound... I think I would get a little dizzy from that. Just having undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beefsteak? I was, sir. That was mine. The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel. Counsel? Oh, That's me! Ah! Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it! So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been... me! It was me! The third party. Oh, my mouse is on the screen. Gotta get that out of the way. Obviously, it can only have been of someone else who was sitting at the professor's table. You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person. Yes, there was no such person. I mean, there was. I mean, there wasn't. There was. I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anyways. Yet, we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. The court decides to push through a ruling at this stage. We will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly. Kazuma? Are you insane? You would take on the government? Don't worry, Counsel, I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have issue with them! Those two witnesses in the stand! That's right, you two! You three! What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously, you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? And, since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing. Complicit in murder? No! Shit! Negative. There was no mention of a tactical meeting. I was just following orders. That's right, as the old man says. Just give you never saw the gentlewoman. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman is what they told us. Shit. I just fucked up. Oh. What? What did you just say, Kurakuda-san? Oops. Nothing. You were just following orders. Now, hold on, lad. I was, Say you never saw the gentlewoman. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean... me? You saw the victim of a lady with a lady from overseas.
Objection!
What is the meaning of this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is this true, you pair? Just one simple slip of the tongue. Order, counsel, explain what's going on here. Painfully clear now you tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this. Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? Well, that's classified. So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator for this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Yunosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Ouchi had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It can only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Or me. I've got the power too. Because I'm armed and dangerous. We can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, and then we can continue our pursuit. We need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power there. But how? How can we possibly... Remember how we made progress before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh yeah, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe.
Please wait, Your Excellency.
I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god, I knew nothing. And what does the defense have to say about all this? Well, Your Excellency, I'm just gonna have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes into my head. Shit. I should probably look at the evidence first. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses is the army sergeant, because he's part of the military, right? I should probably look at. I can't look at the rest of my evidence right now. It has to be Nosa, right? It's got to be. He has power because he's a sergeant. Oops.
Yes!
There. What do you make of that? I think, Counsel, that you may want to close your ears as well as your eyes. Shh. Otherwise, the side's disappointment in the court may very well deafen you. Oh, shit. I should probably look at my evidence. Post-mortem report. Cause of death, bullet did not pass through the body. Right. Photograph of the victim. Using magnifying glass? What brand of wine is this? What about the business card? Wait a minute. Can I rotate this around? What is this? Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Oh, the waiter's part of the Criminal Investigation Division? Oh. Uh-oh.
If you feel you must close your eyes in a crisis, might I suggest you keep your mouth shut next time too? Hey, otherwise I may have to use the influence I have in this courtroom to shut it permanently.
I don't know what it is about that prosecutor exactly, but he really makes me wince in pain sometimes. There's the shout out. I have a great deal of influence myself, but believe me, I can't find other ways to make you keep your mouth shut as well. Alright, don't get angry. I'll think again. There must be a clue somewhere in all that evidence at the court record. Actually, now that I think about it, there might be some pieces of evidence I haven't thoroughly examined yet. And what does the defense have to say about all this, well, Your Excellency, no time to think. Alright, the waiter. The waiter did it! Or something's fishy with that waiter.
Yes!
Here, you! Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san. Hosonaga-san, the waiter who took the stand earlier. Poppycock! He's too sick to come to trial right now. He's suffering from 12 illnesses at once. How could you be so cruel to allow a waiter to come in such a condition? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence. For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter. What? If he truly were? Come on, Rinosuke, time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hosonaga's real identity is proven by this evidence. Take this!
Yes!
Not sure what this is supposed to prove, Counsel. I think, Your Excellency, that what this proves is not the true nature of the waiter, but the true nature of the accused! I'm sorry? A blackguard who would stoop to presenting irrelevant evidence to incriminate an innocent man. That is the true nature of this rookie. Wait, did I... what? I again go over all the evidence we have one more time. Did I not give him the right stuff? Wait, what did I give him? I gave him the business card, yeah? Yeah, it's on the back right here. Oh. Well, that's unexpected. I have to, like, add it to my evidence first. What is? Look. Do you see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonaga. Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. It's not the name that's unexpected, it's his job title. His job? Oh! Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. What a mouthful, am I right? Yeah, you said it. This business card is poorly designed. That's way too much titles for one person. Okay, now that's the right stuff. That's what I need.
Yes!
Yes! The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question. Great shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can include anything. Sorry, Excellency, that's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest. I beg your pardon. I can't see that well, or hear, or taste for that matter. The only thing I can do is feel. And you've hurt my feelings just now. Yes, it's the front and back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. No need to yell. I can hear perfectly, even though I just told you my hearing isn't that good. Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Osunaga-san sketched the plan in the restaurant on the reverse side of the business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession. His true profession. The waiter's profession? Surely. Good gracious! He was an acrobat too? That's right, Your Excellency. A very famous one at that. The card reads Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Wow, isn't that a mouthful?
What, the waiter's a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before?
The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. No witness there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter that gave you those orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well... I am here. Inspector Hosonaga! I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will take this plan and enter the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course, here you are. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all the investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle, but I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake.
So you mean to say you really are a detective?
Why would a detective be working in a restaurant as a restaurant waiter? Of course! Your salary must be I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Big raids at the restaurant, what kind of incidents? You know, the usual. Rotten food. Pests. Nasty kitchens. It's unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable! You donkeys! That would be classified police information which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are related to this case of homicide. Very well then. Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one more point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. At the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would have also been aware of this person's presence having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other dinner, therefore I am led to assume, man, I'm hungry right now, that in your professional capacity as a police officer you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? My old person bullshitting illness is coming up again. Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable! As I suspected. He just gets shot in the middle of court. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim had slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Still opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady who I guessed to be an Englishwoman? So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the entrance and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. It was the special I ordered the special order off of our own menu. It's a very particular kind of chili. And it gave me my new illness. Chili. The strep throat of chili. Remove the Englishman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. Why not? The Empire views friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishwoman has been murdered on our soil. To name an English woman as the primary suspect? Well, that'd be just poppycock. Without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the phantom woman in the case. But it's not right. What's happening again? I forgot to write this down. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm fairly certain that one of them studying the medical faculty's research laboratory is a young Englishwoman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. What? You mean, what? When I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. And the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Jezzael Brett. Isn't a Jezzael a type of gun or something? Like, I remember playing Warhammer and Warhammer Total War, and there's like Skaven Jezzaels. They fire like rifles or something. She's indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yume University's medical facility. What is happening here? I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene, and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with the situation. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you from up there. My ears are bad. Thus far, the case presented in the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. I totally pulled those words out of my ass, namely that the victim was dining alone. However, as we now discussed that this premise is false, it would be a discretion of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
But Your Excellency, that would mean missing the noon deadline and ruling in order to send a telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions.
Silence, you ass kisser. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Jezzael Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency.
But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau.
Shit. As I said before, you only live once. It is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So it won't be a problem. I'm sorry. I'm allergic to nerds talking. Nothing will get in my way. Also, that's my trying to act cool illness talking. Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Jezail Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear?
Yes. Your Excellency.
Good. We'll have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. Recess. Be continued, and perfect timing, because look at the time. It is 10:03, and I think that is a good place for us to stop. Thank you, game, for being so punctual. Save that progress. That will be the end of our adventures today. Well, wasn't that fun? My throat. Yeah. Doing all these voices. The judge's voice especially is giving me a bit of a... No. That was... It's not easy to do a voice like this very consistently. Or is it just easy to do Yoda voice too? I'm surprised that dude actually did end up sounding like Yoda, but that will be it for today. Will I be continuing this? Probably. Probably not before doing more blood porn though, but this was a fun thing to try. I've always wanted to flex a bit of my vocal cords a little bit, and because they are burning hot right now. I gotta work a little bit more though. That Noska guy, I don't know what kind of voice to give him. I gotta be a little more creative on the spot. Gotta improv a little bit, but what will happen next time? What will Jezail Britannia, whatever the hell her name is, what is she gonna look like? What is she gonna sound like? I only really have one girl voice, and it's like not that good. So I got some practice to do before then. But that will be it for today. Thank you guys for coming. That will be it for this week actually, because today's Thursday, that's right. Not tomorrow, next week on Monday, most likely, you guys probably already figured this out by now, but I'll be playing 2 days of Bloodborne again, and then a miscellaneous game that I'll have yet to choose. Could be this game, I don't know, I haven't decided yet, but I'll probably decide that around Saturday. That's when I usually start putting my schedules up these days. Maybe I'll continue this game. I probably will, to be honest. But yes, that'll be it for this week. And I don't think I need to worry about Wednesday next week, so I should be available to stream back on my regular schedule. And that being said, my regular schedule is as always, 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. UST. I usually stream for at least 2 hours. And yes, thank you guys so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. This game, it was a different experience this time around, because it's mostly just me reading the game, trying to squeeze a few jokes in there every so often. Less of me being super active in a game. Mostly just reading. Story time though, story time with Benji. But look forward to maybe this game next Wednesday, and more Bloodborne on Monday, Tuesday. That's probably what my schedule is going to be. Of course, that's not concrete until I actually put out the schedule, but that will be it for me for this weekend. For this week, I mean. But the weekend is close. As always, you can always catch me on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter at Benji Byline. Thank you guys so much for coming. Anything else I need to say? Besides, I'll see you guys later. Hope you guys have the great rest of your week. Cause I sure as hell will. I need to get some water. My throat is sore from my poor throat in the mess hall. Yeah. Anyways, that'll be it for this week. Thanks for coming, guys. Yeah, I was thinking of rating somebody, but I don't really think I have a lot of viewers to do that for it to actually make a difference. I probably put a minimum of maybe 5 viewers up before I do if I ever decide to do a raid on somebody. So I'm not gonna do another raid yet. I don't even know a lot of streamers who are like streaming at this time of the day anyway, so I'm not gonna worry about that just yet. I'll keep my eyes open for people to raid, but maybe I'll have more luck later on. No, I'll wait a little bit. It's still a bit early. So with that, I'm gonna peace out. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for coming.